One of the things about my constituency is it's very easy to point out on a map. That's because it's on the coast, but it's also because it's big. And it's big because it's rural. We might have populations such as Leven and St Andrews, but only 4% of my constituency, Dr Murrison, is built up. It is more surprisingly rural than people think. And I just want to highlight, in the short time I have, about connections, because that is one of the critical things for rural communities. First is poor phone signal. There's problems in terms of, that creates problems in terms of energy, where old-style smart meters, which most people still rely on, cannot speak to the system. How can we help people to better manage their energy if they cannot use the systems that are given for them? Poor phone signal also means reliance on landlines, and I think Storm Eowyn taught us all in recent weeks that being without power for days causes challenges as we move to digital by design. And in terms of digital by design, that's particularly unsuited for rural constituencies. I think we've all been at farmers' markets and otherwise where people are standing, sort of waving their cash card machines in order to pick up a signal. And that lack of cash and banking services is a huge issue for many constituencies. And those poor cash and banking services, for my own constituency, we have 8 bank branches. That sounds great, but 6 of them are in St Andrews. If it wasn't for the Nationwide Building Society, we would have no access to cash or face-to-face banking services in my constituency. And in terms of ATMs, they're difficult to get to, and that's because public transport is difficult to get to. And I understand that's devolved for me, but that does mean that we end up in a doom loop of bus services not being utilised because they're not convenient at convenient times for people to get to work or to access utilities, but then they end up being cut because people aren't using them. I think finally I would just want to say that the borough towns are really important. Cooper is my borough town, but it's a spoke, it's at the centre of the wheel, and that is how communities come together, and we need to ensure that we support those areas so that we can actually deliver the services that people need. Rural Britain is different from urban areas, and we need to remember that. Thank you.